Hello, welcome to the Vortex Military RP server. Today we'll be showing off the BMDs and the BMPs, which all 7 of them are amphibious tanks that can go into the water. So, first we'll be doing 24721. This one is the BMD 4M variant. There's currently no sound because there's a glitch right now with my game. But besides that, this one can go a maximum of 62 kilometers per hour. It can go higher on like downhill and such, of course. But on a flat terrain, it can go 62 kilometers per hour. It has 1 driver, 1 gunner, and 2 passengers. That's in the back. In the water, it goes about 30 kilometers per hour, and yes, I think if I'm correct, all of them can shoot while they are in the water. So we're gonna head back to the beach, and then we're going to go ahead and show off the BMD variant. Well, the BMD 4 variant instead of the 4M. The only difference is that this one has less, it doesn't have the side armor. As you can tell, this one has like side armor and extra plating, while this one doesn't. What they do have different speeds. This one can go a maximum of 70 kilometers per hour. It, just like its other variant, has 1 driver, 1 gunner, 2 passengers, and in the water can go 35 kilometers per hour. And don't worry about that little dive that usually will occur. That doesn't harm the vehicle nor you. If the dive exceeds, if it gets stuck or anything, that's when you need to worry. Because usually, unlike one of these actually does struggle with going in the water compared to the others, but most of them can handle it, like kind of a hard dive into the water. So I will be showing off next BMD 3 or the BMP, I'm not sure which one this is. Here we have the BM3, the 59 version. This is like the one on the upper area. If you look at the list, you'll see all 7 are on the vehicle IDs list. The lowest BM, I think P, is the star variant that I'm going to refer to it. This is the 59 variant. It can go a maximum of about 75 to 74 kilometers per hour on land. It has 1 gunner, 1 driver, and unlike these 2, can carry 8 passengers. This is recommended for transport. You know, if you plan on doing like assault from a beach or such, and you have a bunch of infantry, this is one of those tanks that is recommended for that kind of operation. Okay, next we'll go ahead and show off the other variant of the BMD or BMP. If I'm correct, this one's from another creator, so that's why they're different. All of them should be autocannons, but if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like a rifle, like an AK compared to a sniper rifle. You know, something like that, if you don't understand the difference between cannon and autocannon. So, let me go ahead and show off. This one has the autocannon. It doesn't look too tough, but it is pretty tough. After several, like 10, 20 shots, it can destroy stuff kind of like a normal vehicle. It might be even more effective. So, all of them should have autocannons, as said. This one does have the autocannon. It can go a maximum of 80 kilometers per hour. It has one driver, one gunner, and 8 passengers, so this is pretty good. The reason why I don't recommend it is because, let me try to show you. Yeah, that. If you go into the dive too quickly, compared to the others, this one will flip backwards, and there's a chance that it won't be able to get itself back up. I've seen like once or twice in this vehicle that it can get itself back up. If I am correct, it is the fastest one out of all of them at 80 kilometers per hour, and it's also the fastest in water, and it can go a maximum of about 39 kilometers per hour. Here's the BMD 3K version. So this one, if I'm correct, also has a autocannon. Oh, hold on. Yeah, this one has an autocannon. This one you can tell has an autocannon more, even though all the BMDs are supposed to have this kind of gun as the autocannon. I do like this because, you know, it kind of shows the difference, even though this one's more unrealistic. This one, the 3K version, it can go a maximum of 69 to 70 kilometers per hour. It has one driver, and I consider it to have 2 gunners, because not only do you have the main barrel of the gun, but you also have a secondary kind of like rocket that you can fire, a missile. So this one's kind of cool. This one can have 2 armaments firing at the same time, if I'm correct. This one can also carry 2 passengers, so that's like 5 in its crew. It can in water, let me go ahead and set there, can go a maximum of about 35 kilometers per hour. It's decent, about average for all the BMDs on this server. I did forget to say that the slowest one out of all the BMDs is the 4M variant, but I haven't tested this yet, but I believe that that one has the most HP and armor because of its, you know, size. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and do the BMD2 variant, or the BMP code. There we go. This is the BMP2. This one is really nice. It's kind of long. Its turret's in the middle, but to the actual statistics, this can go 66 kilometers per hour on land, and that's not bad compared to most of these vehicles. It has 1 driver, 1 gunner, as most of them are, and it can carry 6 passengers. Actually 8 passengers. There's only 3 of them that can carry 8, and out of all 8, I believe this one is the best because this one has a autocannon, which is pretty effective, and not only that, unlike the BMP 3 star variant, this one can like do a heavy dive into the water and not flip. And unlike the BM3 59 variant, I believe this one is quicker, and yeah, it's slower, but does have the autocannon unlike that one. So that's why I like this one for transport and such. It just kind of feels a bit better, can be used more effectively. Finally, we have the BMP or BMD anti-air kind. I'm not going to say its full name because it has a pretty long one. But here it is. This one can go at maximum 68 kilometers, 68 to 69 kilometers per hour on land. It has one gunner, one driver, and 2 passengers. And this one can go a maximum of 34 to 35 kilometers per hour. And this thing, well, let's just say, pretty effective against aircraft. You can't hear it, but it can get loud. It does do some serious damage. From previous tests, 50 shots can destroy another BMP or BMD. And that's, I mean, for its kind of cannons, not bad. For its kind of quick, light guns. So, this was all the BMPs and the BMDs. If I'm going to be honest, I believe the BMP, right? BMP2 is the best out of all of them. I mean, if I'm correct, this one does have a more exposed driver, but it just has a better gun compared to the rest. With its autocannon, which I do enjoy more. I mean, these two are my favorites out of all of them. This one because it has more armaments than most of the others. With its autocannon and its missile, that can help out. And then for like transport of infantry and like support, this one's probably the best because this one can carry the most and can carry 8 passengers that aren't part of the crew, while also having the autocannon. That's pretty effective. So, if you do end up having to use one of these for some sort of amphibious assault, this one is highly recommended. If you're planning on going against like just armored vehicles, I'd probably say this one, the BMP-4M. But any are your sorts of mix. Each has their own kind of unique abilities and such. So, I hope you found this like little guide helpful for any future incidents and any future events. If there's any sort of combat going on and you need one of these, and hopefully this helped you find what you need exactly. Hope you liked the guide.